From the Cronkite studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
Starting today, teachers across the state will vote on whether they should demonstrate a walkout for more school funding.
I'm Tyler Fingert at Grand Canyon National Park. It is a view to see, but the diversity of visitors is a problem the National Park Service is trying to fix so that more people get the chance to see this.
And new technology that gives surgeons a 360 view of a patient's brain tumor.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Noelle Lilly.
And I'm Tyler Paley. Thanks for joining us.
Votes are going on now in schools across the state. Arizona Educators United is asking teachers to vote on a proposed walkout after Governor Doug Ducey's plan to raise teacher pay by 20% by 2020.
The organization says he also needs to include per-student funding and competitive pay for other administrators, like librarians and janitors. But as Cronkite News reporter Alexis Burdine found out, some say even more needs to be done.
I think people want to make sure that we let the governor know that we appreciate the fact that he is listening, but unfortunately it was not enough.
I'm on the side of the teachers, and I've been listening, and we've been working.
Governor Doug Ducey's proposed pay raise would increase teachers' salaries, but not the salaries of other school employees, such as social workers, custodians, and cafeteria workers. Cronkite News reached out to the governor's office for comment, but did not receive a response. Raquel Mamani, a parent liaison with Arizona Educators United, says that despite rumors of a teacher walkout lasting potentially until the end of the school year, teachers are not planning for that yet and are taking things one step at a time.
Well, I think that the negotiations should continue. The pressure the teachers and the school boards and the PTAs and Save Our Schools and Red for Ed, all of them should keep the pressure on the governor. The governor needs to have educators at the table.
It is about deciding whether or not they have to finally take it further so that the governor and the legislature realize that we're in a critical moment.
Voting closes on Thursday at 4 p.m. and teachers may be leaving Arizona schools empty, depending on the results. In Phoenix, Alexis Burdine, Cronkite News.
Teachers and supporters across the state will be hosting a walk-in tomorrow morning before school begins in an effort to continue the conversation about funding.
Today is the last day to file your taxes. Several post office locations in the Phoenix metro area are extending their hours to help taxpayers meet today's deadline. Full services will be available until 10 p.m. at the main post office located on East Van Buren Street. 18 U.S. Postal Service locations across the Phoenix area are extending their hours to 6 p.m. Tax forms will not be on hand.
Last week, the National Park Service made good on their plan to raise fees at national parks. The increase will affect every park that charges a fee and will cost people an extra $5 to get into places like the Grand Canyon. The money raised from the $5 increase will help pay for the more than $11 billion in infrastructure and repairs needed at parks across the country.
And while the increase in fees will help fix the backlog of repairs and maintenance, there's concern that there'll be a cost beyond visitors paying more. Cronkite News reporter Tyler Fingert is in our broadcast center. Tyler, what has people worried?
Noelle, the big concern is that as the price goes up, less people will visit parks. Not only that, but people we talked to say it will cut into diversity efforts being made by the National Park Service in recent years. Thousands of feet above the canyon floor, it's a view you can feel.
No picture could ever do it justice. I mean, it's everything I expected and then some.
Lisa Brokenbrow and Doug Griffin drove 3 straight days from Delaware just to get to the Grand Canyon and a chance to see what more than 6 million visitors saw last year alone.
When you're here, you get the experience more than just a picture. You don't, the pictures are beautiful, but being here, you get the full experience and just the wow factor of everything.
The park boasts some of the best views of this beautiful canyon that stretches more than 250 miles across the Southwest. But that view is largely seen by a select group of people. A 2011 National Park Service report shows visitors to parks are overwhelmingly white, with just 1 in 10 visitors being Hispanic and just 7% African American, both underrepresented compared to their populations in the country.
We should be concerned because something is there keeping us from from attending in the same numbers as the rest of the population.
Citlatle Reyes works with Latino Outdoors, which is working to get more Latinos outside.
There's definitely maybe a message not getting across that is their park, that they can enjoy it. And that's, I think, the issue we have there.
Diversity is a big issue for the National Park Service, and they're trying to bring more people from more backgrounds to places like this, the Grand Canyon. But they're also trying to increase the diversity of their own staff, hoping that helps to bring more people to the park.
We need to do a lot of stuff within our park as well, and that's, everything from making sure staff looks like the American public, making sure that there's visibility in our publications.
Vanessa Ceja Cervantes is the outreach coordinator at the Grand Canyon. She's working to bring more people to the park as they get ready to celebrate 100 years.
I think we need to see more brown people represented in the National Park Service. We need to see more languages represented, more culture.
I feel like we need to be very cognizant of the fact that we have increased diversity in our nation, and that increasing diversity needs to be represented amongst the federal ranks.
Beyond hiring, the Grand Canyon is also reaching out to underrepresented communities, asking about their interests.
Not everyone enjoys the outdoors the same way. Someone might enjoy an 8-mile hike into the canyon, while someone else might enjoy, watching the wildlife, hanging out with their family. So we're taking all those things into consideration.
Ceja Cervantes also says the Park Service is using their best asset, people, by making sure a friendly face is there to answer questions.
When I go out to a trail and I see someone, I see a Hispanic family, I get really excited. And I'm like, hey, I can speak Spanish. If you guys need help, let me know.
Back with Lisa and Doug, the short trip was worth it. 3 days in each direction for just a few hours at one of the natural wonders of the world.
Some things you can't afford, but some things you can't not afford. And this right here, you can't not afford it.
For them, a view that can't be seen in pictures. The Park Service is also using fee-free days as a way to battle the cost of visiting, and that is facing a cutback. In 2017, there were 10 days. This year, there are just 4. We should mention that one of those fee-free days is coming up on Saturday in honor of National Park Week. In the Broadcast Center, Tyler Finger, Cronkite News.
Vague laws invite arbitrary power. That was the reasoning of Justice Neil Gorsuch. The swing vote today as the Supreme Court struck down a law allowing deportation of immigrants convicted of, quote, crimes of violence. The High Court ruled 5-4 that the law was unconstitutionally vague, asking judges to use guesswork to determine what a crime of violence is. The case involved a permanent legal resident in California, but immigration attorneys in Arizona said it levels the playing field for immigrants. A federal appeals court said it will name a special prosecutor to challenge former Maricopa County Sheriff Joe Arpaio's push to vacate his criminal contempt conviction. Arpaio was convicted last year for failing to stop racial profiling of Latinos by his deputies, then pardoned by President Donald Trump. A lower court dismissed Arpaio's case but didn't vacate it. When Arpaio appealed, the federal government said it sided with him, leading the appeals court to call for a special prosecutor. An attorney for the former sheriff called the decision disturbing, saying courts are supposed to be neutral.
Also, the Trump administration's plan to include a citizenship question on the 2020 census has angered advocates for immigrants and minority groups who say it targets them and will lead to an undercount. And today, that anger turned to action, as Cronkite News reporter Ariana Bustos tells us from our Washington bureau.
The executive director of the National Association of Latino Elected Officials, Arturo Vargas, said the impact of a citizenship question on the 2020 census form isn't just theoretical. It's already happening.
Already, we're seeing individuals in Providence refusing to participate simply because they think there may be a citizenship question on it.
Vargas spoke at the National Press Club today about his concerns for the 2020 census.
A trial run without the citizenship question is being conducted by the Census Bureau right now in Providence, Rhode Island. After that test, NALEO intends to conduct its own study about the effectiveness of it.
This comes as civil rights groups filed a lawsuit today on behalf of the city of San Jose and the Black Alliance for Just Immigration against the Commerce Department because of the citizenship question. The decision to add the question was made last month by Secretary of Commerce Wilbur Ross. Ross, who said it's needed to protect voting rights. A Commerce Department spokesperson said in response to criticism, Secretary Ross found that the need for accurate citizenship data and the limited burden that the reinstatement of the citizenship question would impose outweigh fears about a potentially lower response rate. The number of congressional districts in a state and distribution of federal funds rely on an accurate count of population by the census. Vargas pointed out that 8 states, including Arizona, gained more seats in the House after the previous decennial census.
After the 2010 census, they all gained in congressional representation, and they all gained over that decade in their Latino population.
Vargas said an accurate count of Latino population is paramount.
You cannot have a successful census if you don't count the nation's second largest population group. Latinos are 18% of the population. If you undercount Latinos, you have a failed census.
Reporting from Washington, Ariana Bustos, Cronkite News.
Vargas said that if efforts to keep the question off the census fail, his group and others would work to make sure that people do fill out the form, to make sure everyone is counted.
Governor Doug Ducey announced Eileen Klein as Arizona's new state treasurer. The outgoing president of the Arizona Board of Regents has experience managing the state's budget as a former chief of staff for Governor Jan Brewer. Klein wrote, quote, Arizona's economy is strong and getting stronger. One of the most important roles of government is to responsibly manage the taxpayers' dollars they have entrusted to us, and I take that responsibility very seriously. Former Arizona District 13 Representative Don Shooter is filing a $1.3 million claim against Governor Doug Ducey's chief of staff and Arizona House Speaker after he was expelled for sexual misconduct earlier this year. According to the claim, Shooter feels as though he was targeted by the governor's office and that House Speaker J.D. Mesner changed House rules to remove him from his committee chair spot.
Today, Starbucks announced that they will be closing stores nationwide for racial bias education. Reporter Sydney Eisenberg has details on how the closure will affect all Starbucks locations here in Arizona.
Today, Starbucks announced they will be closing all stores nationwide, including Arizona locations, during the afternoon of May 29th for racial bias training. This comes after 2 black men were arrested last week at a Philadelphia Starbucks while waiting for a friend. Starbucks CEO Kevin Johnson issued a video apology yesterday, calling the incident reprehensible.
This is not who we are, and it's not who we're going to be. We are going to learn from this, and we will be better for it.
Nearly 175,000 employees will receive the training, which will be provided by the NAACP, the Anti-Defamation League, and the Equal Justice Initiative. Carrie Pfeffer, who helps companies with crisis communication, says the quick action by the company is a smart business decision.
So that's part of the reason that you see them respond the way they are, hoping that people will realize that this situation happened, but then also give them credit for how they handle it.
In Phoenix, Sydney Eisenberg, Cronkite News.
People are resorting to rideshare apps such as Uber or Lyft instead of an ambulance.
Coming up on Cronkite News, why officials say although it may be a less expensive option, it may not be the safest.
And how new technology is helping doctors and patients alike understand the inner workings of a brain tumor.
I'm Judy Woodruff, anchor and managing editor of the PBS NewsHour. The journalists of tomorrow face a fast-changing media landscape, but quality news remains vitally important to our communities, our country, and our world. At ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication, students learn solid, reliable reporting, holding the powerful accountable, and rebuilding the public's trust. The Cronkite School and Arizona PBS, preparing the next generation for a stronger future of journalism.
Soon, neurology patients will be able to better understand their brain tumors and spine injuries. Cronkite News reporter Jamie Fossenkemper talked to doctors at the Mayo Clinic in Phoenix about a new technology that they say is the future of healthcare.
Augmented reality gives surgeons at the Mayo Clinic a 360 view of brain tumors and spines to provide paths to better treatment.
What augmented reality is the ability through special cameras to superimpose that so that I'm actually looking at the real brain, but much like the Pokemon game, I can also see additional things layered on top of that.
Doctors first take an MRI of a patient using special cameras, then build a 3D model tailored to that person's spinal cord or brain.
Build patient-specific models for what's going to happen for that individual patient.
The models help surgeons do the operation before the operation to reduce harm and enhance treatment.
What's available to you through the naked eye is only the tip of the iceberg.
With a more complete view seen through special augmented reality goggles, doctors can sculpt the right dose of radiation to attack cancer cells.
So it's very personalized medicine meets math.
In the future, patients can get their own visual view to help them understand what is happening inside their bodies, and surgeons can better comprehend a patient's specific needs.
Augmented reality has a powerful ability to transform not just neurosurgery, but healthcare.
With a hopeful vision for full patient recovery. In Phoenix, Jamie Fossenkemper, Cronkite News.
Dr. Swanson brought this technology to the Mayo Clinic in Phoenix about 3 years ago. Right now, it's only being used on the most critical patients. Doctors hope to expand its use in the years ahead.
The Tempe Fire Department says residents are calling Uber or Lyft for minor injuries. Cronkite News reporter Madison Miller explains what some believe is faster and cheaper transportation may not be safe.
When Tempe resident Zach Lutz broke his collarbone during an intramural football game, he didn't call 911. He used an app.
I got hurt and didn't want to call an ambulance due to the fact that it's $1,000 for an ambulance ride. I decided, why not take an Uber?
Paul Neese, assistant chief of the Tempe Fire Medical Rescue Department, says that more people are calling rideshare operations instead of paramedics, and that's a costly mistake.
If your chest kind of hurts and you're running a fever, you might have the flu and you might be having a heart attack at the same time. If you get in an Uber and you die of the heart attack, that's really, that's a result of your decision.
Neese says people may think an Uber would be quicker, but that's not true.
We would hate to see someone get in an Uber who was seriously ill because they thought that it was a quicker response. Our response in Tempe is excellent.
Uber's Tracy Breeden says in a statement, the company discourages people from using the service to get to a hospital. We're grateful our service has helped people get to where they're going when they need it the most. However, it's important to note that Uber is not a substitute for law enforcement or medical professionals. In the event of any medical emergency, we encourage people to call 911. Lutz says that he has no regrets despite the risk.
In my case, wasn't life-threatening. I was just in a lot of pain and I wanted to get to the hospital.
And rideshares won't provide medical treatment if needed on the way to the hospital, like paramedics will.
In Tempe, Madison Miller, Cronkite News.
Noelle, bicycling is a great way to stay healthy and be environmentally friendly.
That's right, but the lack of bike lanes in Phoenix can make riding around difficult. Coming up on Cronkite News, the effort to make Valley roads safer and more convenient for bicyclists.
And those windy days and fire warnings are coming back. I'll tell you what days next.
I'm Ted Simons, host and managing editor of Arizona Horizon. Join us each weekday at 5:30 and 10 as we bring you the top newsmakers who impact the state. We cover the stories in depth that shape and affect our local communities, and we take the time to ensure that all voices are equally heard. For more than 30 years, Arizona Horizon has been your voice and your source for what matters most, right here on Arizona PBS.
I'm Matt Berry, ESPN Sports Center anchor and graduate of ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. With its bachelor's and master's degrees in sports journalism, the Cronkite School is preparing the next generation of sports journalists to tell stories that matter, stories that excite, inspire, and inform. Cronkite immerses students in covering sports at all levels in one of the country's top sports markets. It's this hands-on experience under the guidance of award-winning sports media veterans that shape the top journalists of tomorrow.
April is Valley Bike Month, and although residents are encouraged to take the environmentally friendly route to work, the lanes that take them there may be lacking. Cronkite News reporter Megan Meyer looks into a program focused on bringing more riders to the streets while also speaking to a local bike commuter about his experience.
The way that I get to and from work every day is with my bicycle.
Chuck Emmert says he's proud to be a part of the 1% of Phoenix residents that bike to work.
There's a couple different reasons why I chose bicycling over other forms of transportation. Number one is just the physical benefits. Number two, I feel like I'm helping the environment, and also a lot less expense too.
If bicycling provides so many benefits, then why aren't more people doing it? The main reason may have something to do with the lack of safety in some parts of Phoenix, which is why city officials say they're trying to make the streets easier to navigate for riders.
There are a number of areas in town where you have a bike lane and then it just ends. It doesn't connect to a different area. So we will be able to fill in some of those gaps. In some areas, we are removing traffic lanes to install bike lanes. In some areas, we are widening sidewalks.
The absence of proper bike lanes here on South 3rd Street in downtown Phoenix make it a top focus area for the Mobility Project program. And although plans are set to bring new infrastructure here by 2050, right now bicyclists could be at risk. Right now, the program known as Transportation 2050 plans to bring 1,080 miles of new bike lanes to Phoenix by the year 2050.
As these kind of infrastructure improvements go in place, more people will be inclined to ride. They'll feel safer and they'll want to enjoy all the benefits that they can with bicycling.
As commuters hop on their bikes supporting Valley Bike Month, which is currently going on, officials with the city of Phoenix say they're encouraging bicyclists to be aware of their surroundings in areas that lack proper bike lanes. In Phoenix, Megan Meyer, Cronkite News.
15% of the funds for street improvements under Transportation 2050 will go towards new bike lanes in Phoenix. Well, Noelle, we've had beautiful below-average temperatures for this time of year. Hopefully they'll stick around.
Let's ask Courtney Malley, who's tracking our forecast.
Thanks, Tyler and Noelle. Let's first take a look at our high temperatures today around the region. If you can see here, everything in the southwest is a little bit below average. 60 degrees in LA, 61 in San Diego, 67 in Las Vegas, and 73 here at home. So let's take a look at the temperatures in the valley for this evening. It's going to be in the upper 60s this evening, so it's the perfect temperature to take your dog out on a walk or eat dinner outside. However, as the evening turns into early morning hours, it is going to get chilly into the lower 50s. Taking a look ahead for tomorrow, it's going to be back on average. So we're hitting 80 degrees in Phoenix, 80 in Casa Grande, 82 down in Tucson, 57 in Flagstaff, and 65 in Prescott. Now taking a look for the next few days, again, we're going to be seasonally average, 84 for tomorrow and Thursday. But Friday, we need to take note, it is going to get breezy just like it was last week, meaning if you're up north, those fire dangers are going to increase. And as for the rest of the weekend, it's going to be in the high 80s and lower 90s. For Cronkite Weather, I'm Courtney Malley.
We use social media to share what we're doing with our friends, but could it be affecting our well-being?
Coming up on Cronkite News, we examine the correlation between social media and mental health.
Cronkite News weeknights at 5 on Arizona PBS.
Third Rail with Ozzy, the new weekly show where we tackle the taboo and debate the tough questions with some of the most interesting minds in the game. I'm Carlos Watson. Electrifying conversation. Friday, only on PBS.
Mark Zuckerberg faced hours of questioning last week regarding Facebook's security scandal. But a topic he seemed to quickly brush off was whether social media is influencing people's well-being. Cronkite News reporter Shelby Lindsay spoke with social media experts on this topic.
Our social media platforms are bombarded with perfect images like these, showing perfect, unattainable lives. But what you aren't seeing is the effect mental health experts say comes hand in hand. A researcher at the University of Pittsburgh studies why increased social media use is tied to depression and anxiety.
You're looking at other people's sort of, heavily curated posts, their unattainable, lives. And everyone is thinking that other people are having an easier time. But the thing about social media is that these are real people. We know those people.
I tell my students, sit at home on a Friday night and look at your social feeds and see what your friends are doing and then see how you feel. You will feel lots of things, from FOMO to loneliness to feelings of self-worth that aren't so high.
It's not just college students. Dr. Susana Flores noticed a change in her clients and decided to write a book about it.
The idea for Facehooked presented itself when I was doing private practice in Chicago. My patients were presenting with anxiety or depression due to misunderstandings or an obsessive quality with interactions on social media.
A question all three experts want Americans to ask themselves. Why are we posting these photos?
And maybe what we should all be doing more of, and why am I posting this new outfit? Why am I lifting up my shirt? Why am I posing in this pair of pants versus another versus doing it all?
Reporting in Washington, Shelby Lindsay, Cronkite News.
Cronkite News is proud to be the news division of Arizona PBS. Here's what's coming up on Arizona Horizon and PBS NewsHour.
On the next Arizona Horizon, former NATO Ambassador Kurt Volker will join us to talk about U.S. missile strikes in Syria and what's next in the region. And we'll try to sort out the education funding puzzle.
I'm Judy Woodruff. On the next NewsHour, our Making the Grade team looks at the recent successes and ongoing challenges of Chicago's public school system. That's Tuesday on the PBS NewsHour.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.